Planning to immigrate to Canada? Well, watch this first.
1, 2, 3. I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall.
Hey guys, and welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here. Today I want to share with you some things where, the system, the immigration system, I would call it an immigration business, people taking advantage of new immigrants by cheating them. This video is going to be important for those of you guys who are planning to immigrate to Canada, visit Canada, or come here as international students. It's going to be useful also for Canada immigration and citizenship people, for the immigration department, to find out things that people who are immigrating have to face on their way to Canada. You see guys, Canada is the world's one of the most popular countries in the world to immigrate. Everyone wants to come to Canada because it's G7, one of the world's strongest economies, one of the world's best places to live, and one of the most desired countries to be in, that's still welcoming immigrants. All the people who were planning to go to the US, who were planning to go to Australia, and they found some difficulties, they end up coming to and immigrating to this country. Let's talk a little bit about student agencies. Student agents are those guys who are typically in different countries recruiting international students to different universities and colleges here in Canada. Those agents are really everywhere. They are everywhere, in every country. They're in India, they're in UK, they're in Ukraine. Every single country has those. But what we don't know, most of us students, is that they're getting commission from college or university as a part of your tuition. College or university pays them. Now, recruiters in Ukraine, the agency where I went, they charge you like 200 to 400 euros on top of that. Can you imagine? So not only they get commission from the college, they also charge, or universities, they also charge you money for their so-called service. If you're planning to visit Canada, here's what the scam is. Look, I'm bringing my parents on a super visa right now, right? So I went ahead and I filed all the paperwork. I paid for all the fees and I bought them the health insurance and everything. Right now they just did their biometrics in Kiev, Ukraine, which is like 700 kilometers away from the city where they are staying. So they had to take a train to the capital of Ukraine to do that. They might also have to do their medical examinations. Then here is the ridiculous part. A government authorized agency, a panel of physicians in Ukraine, guess what they do for your medical examination? When I went there, they were counting toes on my leg. How many toes do I have? Like, why does Canada even care? And I'll tell you this, they don't even care for that. But that's what you have to do. That's the panel of physician they ask you to do. That's the requirement. They ask you how many surgeries you had, what is your history, and they go through every detail. They count your fingers, they check your toes. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure they might be checking your balls as well. Why? You don't know. And I'll tell you this, when I did my medical examination in Canada to get my permanent residency, the only thing you really need is an X-ray and a blood test, because it reveals if you have any kind of diseases, like the lungs, they show if there is a tuberculosis or no, and blood can probably show you if you have any hepatitis or HIV or whatever, right? So that's all you need. But Ukrainian services, and I'm pretty sure other countries do the same thing, they bulk up the services they provide. They give you 4 or 5 times more things that you have to do in order for you to go through, and you cannot get that service otherwise. So they take advantage of their monopoly of providing this kind of service, abusing their power to get more money from you. So you end up paying not only for the blood test or for everything, you just pay for all of the services that are not even needed in order for you to pass your medical examination, to get your visa, your permanent residency here in Canada. And it's ridiculous. Now, it's also quite difficult to contact them, and a phone number is also difficult to get. And the reason for that is those agencies that are authorized by the government of Canada, they're doing it on purpose. Why they're doing it is that so that agents can make some profit. There's a bunch of third-party agents and agencies that have nothing to do with immigration whatsoever. All they have is them phone numbers, as if they are connected to the government of Canada. Like, look at this. My parents just went to Kiev to do their biometrics. Now, here's what happened. They couldn't get hold of anyone in that phone number. So they went and Googled it, right? And you're thinking, yeah, that's how you do it. And yeah, they found some number on the Google. They called and the agent said, well, it's gonna cost you like $100 per person plus $80. Well, it's like a service, right? So they will charge you for a service fee, plus you have to pay something for biometrics on top of that. And you know, my parents are like 70 years old, so they almost paid those people. And in fact, when I found the documents for their super visa to Canada, I have already paid their biometric service. I have already paid for all of those fees. So really, they do not need to pay anything. Everything is already paid for. And those people, almost took advantage of my parents to get all of these documents filed, So that's how the agents and all those guys are taking advantage. Hey! And there's gonna be another one in the movie. Hey! See, even the dogs here in Canada are polite. So, seriously, this is what happens, guys. My parents are 70 years old. They almost paid it again. And that's when I said, who did you speak to? Who did you call? What had happened? So this is what the people are doing. The agencies, when my parents went to do biometrics today, they already done with it. You know what those agents say? Check this out, the school bus is coming. Like, look at this tiny one. It's a small one. It's not like in America, usually bigger ones. Check this out. Check this out. Ooh. Such a beautiful, cute little school bus, guys. When they went for biometrics today, they did the biometrics. They didn't have to pay anything. And then the biometrics people who are authorized by the government of Canada, they are saying that, you know what, there is one more fee that you have to pay. Like, seriously, dogs are coming after me, guys, today. Check this out. Check this tiny dog out. Woo! Tiny little cute dog here, guys. Doesn't let me record any videos. It's going after me. Guys, basically, when they went to give their biometrics, those guys said, you know what, this might not go through in Canada, so there's another service we provide. You have to courier your passport to us and we'll put a sticker into it, and hopefully that's going to work better for Canadian immigration officer when you arrive to Canada, to make sure that your visa doesn't get rejected. And that's an X amount of money. So can you imagine that? First of all, they're partnering with the government of Canada. I already paid the fees. They did the service. Government of Canada said, fine, it's good enough for us. I received an email on the CAC website about it, saying that they got the biometrics and everything is complete, while this agency is trying to sell my parents another service so they can make more money to do some kind of sticker in a passport that nobody knows about, of like, what the hell is that even? Some unnecessary service under pretense that, that service that government of Canada recognized and they requested us to do might not be recognized in the end. And because of that fear of people getting rejected on their visitor's visa, people would go and do it again. Like, what the hell? What the hell? Panel of physicians, the people who are doing medical services in Ukraine, they take advantage of Immigration Canada. The biometrics office, there are only two places in Ukraine that take biometrics and panel of physician. One is in Kiev and one is in Lviv. And there's the same thing with biometrics, Kiev and Lviv. So there are only two cities in a massive country that's the size of France, in Europe, in the center, geographical center of Europe. That's what's going on. People are taken advantage of by local organizations that are so-called qualified by the government of Canada to do their service upselling people, upcharging, and working with millions of intermediary agents who are getting commission on top of that and have nothing to do with immigration, not qualified, not recognized by the government of Canada, and just working and corrupt ways between each other. What the hell? Seriously, guys. So luckily I told my parents not to pay to any of those people and just go with what I said. I paid for the service, you go and you do it, you don't give any more money, and you don't buy any more services. On my list here, I'm just checking my list. PR. Cheating people on PR. There are people who are not qualified to be representatives, or even who are qualified, and then they promise immigrants saying that, oh, you want a job offer in Canada? You have to go through us. Those agents in our home countries, or even some of them are physically located in Canada sometimes, but most of them are not. It's a huge business. They say, with me, I can guarantee you that you're going to get a job offer in Canada, that you're going to get, some kind of,
Is this Google?
This is YouTube.
Oh.
The lady is closing her eyes as if I'm recording her when my camera is clearly not facing that direction. That's hilarious. Confidentiality. Anyways, guys, they cheat they cheat people by pretending as if they have some insiders inside the immigration officers. They pretend in such a way that it gives an impression that they know someone on the inside, and by going through them there is less chance of you being rejected because they know the processes, and you start to believe that they might even know somebody in the embassy of Canada. And that's another way how people are getting cheated. And I feel so bad. I feel so bad from those businesses and those people in those countries who are taking advantage of second and third world country people who have language barriers. It's like a brick wall. People don't speak English that well. People don't understand what they should be doing. They are afraid because there are statistics of people being rejected by those jurisdictions, by Canadian immigration. So they go to those scammers who are knowing a little bit more than an average Joe, who knows how to use Google, and who knows how to pretend to know everything about immigration. And they go to those people, and those people just loot the hell out of potential immigrants, visitors, students to Canada by providing this kind of false information, when in fact they have no connections inside, and they just know whatever is available to every one of you guys in Google. Just when you're immigrating to Canada, make sure you don't read those horror stories of people complaining, being terrified. Go to the CAC Canada Immigration website and read in detail. Everything is there. You don't need an immigration lawyer to get your immigration done. You can do it yourself. It will save you a ton of money. And don't be afraid of anything, because really, if there is anything, you can always even call CAC Canada Immigration guys and talk to them. In fact, most of the people working there, I spoke to them recently to find out more details, and I found out so much of more details. They're the nicest people there, and lots of them are immigrants themselves who immigrated to Canada not too long ago. And it's way more comfortable to speak to those guys, hearing their accents, knowing that they were not even born in Canada, who are assisting you over the phone. It's very comforting. Like, I spoke to the lady, I clearly can hear that she's from some Arabic country. She has that Arabic accent. And I'll tell you guys, really nice guys at CAC Canada, just call their 1-800 phone number and deal with them. Don't go with the scammers. Save your money, save your patience, guys. Basically, they inflict fear on you. They inflict fear of not knowing, of you not having enough information, that they are the only ones qualified, and other agencies who are even affiliated with the government of Canada, who are so-called representing them and providing services from them, they still try to search for the ways to upsell you, to charge you for services that are not required, like getting apostolate for your documents when Canada didn't sign the convention, and we don't really need apostolate for immigration to Canada. It just has to be translated and authorized. They just take advantage of people not knowing that, and then they sell those services as if you're legalizing the legality of the paper, and again, just to charge you more money. That's about it, guys. I hope you like this kind of vlog. I just want to share with you. So never be afraid of anything. Don't be afraid of Immigration Canada. Don't think that those agents have any impact on immigration or anyone from the inside. They're just taking advantage of you to charge you more money. Use Google, go through the CAC website, mainly CAC website, less actually on Google, more on CAC website. They have search bars there too, but you can search for in Google as well. It might get you to the right result, to the right page on the CAC website as well. I'll leave a link to the government's website in the description of this video, so you can go and check it out. Guys, if you like this kind of vlogs, give it a big fat thumbs up. See you next video. Bye for now.